I just made a video asking the question if Jesus spoke Latin or not, since some Roman Catholics love to dream in Latin or some such thing. So I figured it'd be reasonable to ask the same question about the apostles. Did the apostles speak Latin? I asked Grok the question, do the apostles speak Latin? Its response, the apostles, as first century Jews from Galilee and Judea, primarily spoke Aramaic, the common language of the region, some also knowing Hebrew for religious purposes. Greek was also widely used in the Eastern Mediterranean due to the Greek influence, and some apostles, like those interacting with Gentiles, may have been familiar with it. Latin, however, was the language of the Roman Empire's administration, primarily used by Roman officials, soldiers, and elites. There's no direct evidence in historical or biblical sources that the apostles spoke Latin. While it's possible some apostles picked up basic Latin living under Roman rule, especially in urban centers like Jerusalem, there's no indication they used it as a primary language or for preaching. Their mission focused on Jewish and Greek-speaking communities, where Aramaic and Greek sufficed. ChatGPT, the apostles likely did not speak Latin fluently, and if they did know any Latin, it was probably very limited. Aramaic, the primary language, main language of Jesus and his disciples, common spoken language in first century Judea and Galilee. The apostles were mostly from Galilee, where Aramaic was dominant. Hebrew, used in reading scriptures and synagogue worship. Some apostles may have had basic to advanced knowledge of Hebrew, depending on their religious education. Greek, lingua franca of the Eastern Mediterranean, widely spoken across the Roman Empire, including Judea. Many Jews, especially in cities like Jerusalem, spoke Greek. Several apostles probably spoke at least some Greek, especially those who traveled and evangelized in Greek-speaking areas. Latin, unlikely and minimal if at all. Latin was the official language of the Roman Empire's government and military, but it wasn't widely spoken by ordinary people in the eastern provinces. Greek was far more common. The apostles, being mostly Galilean, fishermen and commoners would have had little exposure to Latin. The obsession with Latin is very interesting because all of the evidence indicates that Jesus didn't speak Latin, the apostles spoke little, if any, Latin. The scriptures were not written in Latin until like the 4th century or something like that. The early church didn't use Latin. The idea that Latin is somehow more spiritual or holy than any other language is just a fabrication. It's just made up.